Hello, folks. I'm Connor. This is Jake, and once again we're watching Doctor Who. And bit of change of scenery. That's because we have complex lives, but that's what happens. So we're going to be now reacting and reviewing The End of the World, season 1, episode 2. So
that's the name of the episode.
yeah, no, the world's not actually ending. We're just gonna, yeah.
All right.
Right.
Look how excited she is.
Oh my god, the TARDIS!
Backwards or forward? Do you want to go further?
Fine by me.
Oh shit.
Well, he's
Bumpy
pumping
pump.
that shit.
Hey, bumpy pump.
You know, it's the TARDIS is supposed to be manned by like 6 Time Lords.
What? But is he just a beast?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it's like, you know, America's Cup.
Yeah.
It's like a thing
Oh, right.
driven by one one person.
Yeah.
He's just running around the boat. Shit.
His face.
Oh, pump this shit. So red means going into the future,
Right.
and blue means the past.
Yep.
He's so impressed with himself.
I'm a little bit chuffed.
Time to imagine the impossible.
Wait,
Maybe
what?
we survive.
Whose ship is this?
This is the year 5.5/Apple/26. 5 billion years in your future.
/ Steve
This
Jobs.
is the day. Welcome to the end of the world.
Shit.
Her first trip is to the end of the world.
We're going back forward.
Whoa. Whoa! It's a bit Spy Kids CGI there.
Whoosh. They look like fish.
It's very 2005.
It's pretty cool though.
That's it. They're all gone. Forward left.
Shit.
Just me then.
Who the hell are you? Oh, nice, thanks. But how did you get
Who the
here?
fuck is this?
This is a maximum hospitality zone. The paper's slightly psychic, shows them whatever I want them to see. Saves a lot of time.
He's blue.
Yeah.
That's racist.
The action the doctor and
Psychic paper.
Tyler.
Can get,
It's the Doctor Who Oompa Loompas.
The next honored guest representing the
But they're
team.
blue Oompa Loompas.
There will be an
What the fuck?
these are trees.
representing peace.
Crossbreeds. Like humans and trees. Fuck.
Who's that fucker?
I bring you a cousin of my grandfather.
Wow, great. Thanks.
I give you in return. There's more where that came from.
There is.
He wants that wood.
Wait, but he is the wood.
The face of Bo.
I really lived on bodily survivors.
The appearance of the repeated meme. I bring
The repeated meme.
Yeah.
What? What did meme mean back then?
It's like something that's copied and
Oh, okay.
continued.
Yep.
It's not. It's like
They're not actually
fucking
memes.
Donald Trump.
Cassandra O'Brien,
The last human
Yeah.
is just a flap of skin.
I know it's shocking, isn't it? Last to be buried
It's so hard.
in soil.
Brain.
I have come to honor them
It's mobile.
and say,
Ah.
according to the archives, this was called an iPod. It stores classical
An iPod?
greatest composer.
She's a bit like, what the fuck?
Away. Get away. The face of Bowl. Looks like a giant from Game of Thrones.
yes.
Peer pressure.
Identify
That's impossible.
What is this? Is it a recurring meme? On wheels.
The commission. How many people are that considerate? See you later.
Racism indeed. Oh. The Oompa Loompas have the police block.
With that, park it properly. No scratches.
Nokia. Classic.
It was a new Nokia back then.
Yeah.
Mum?
What is it?
Oh, she's no idea.
Mm.
She's 5 billion years away.
Oh, is it like
5 billion years ago.
Jesus?
So that thing he put in her phone,
That's not supposed to
she can call her mum back in 2005.
I'm just getting
Fuck me.
green lights.
Are the memes fucking the shit up? Are the memes fucking it up?
The spiders are not the memes are the cloak people.
Yeah, but the spiders came from the memes.
Yeah, true.
What?
The sun filter got
Oh,
deactivated.
I
So
thought
he
you were
got,
saying sound filter.
no, the sun filter.
So you got fucked up.
Yeah, he got burned. So the memes are trying to burn
Oh
it.
shit! Close up and personal with Bo. The head.
That wasn't a gravity pocket.
Prostitute. Whatever I am, it must be invisible. Do you mind? Tell you what, you two go and pollinate. I'm going to catch up with family. Where Michael Jackson?
Don't start the fire.
Tree wants to bang.
It's pollinating.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I don't understand. In what way is that fantastic?
Pompous tree lady.
Soon the sun.
I mean it. I would rather die. It's better to die than live like you, a bitchy trampoline.
Oh, well. What do you know?
Just get like a craft knife and just go.
Oh no.
Imagine that. Just.
Well, there are arteries in there that would spurt all over you.
Oh. Empathetic tree. Oh.
Something's happened.
Ah, memes. Oh. Oh my god.
Bitch slap.
I like how they got like mad chains.
Yeah, they look like they're from the $2 shop.
Let us mourn her with a traditional ballad.
The earth goes out to this song.
Oh no.
You triggered.
Pretty triggered. I'm just imagining that actually happening. The world ending to Britney Spears.
Yeah. The world ends because of Britney Spears.
What the hell is going on?
She's about to be burned.
Just open the damn door.
It's locked. He's trying to unlock it with a sonic screwdriver.
Oh. But he's just rising the shit.
The metal machine confirmed.
Yeah, but it's like a complex lock. It's not just like a fucking key lock.
Yeah, just like a bit of a.
This is a lock from 5 billion years in the future. It's probably like one of those ones where you like insert your penis into it or something.
It reads the degrees of your head to your shaft, and only unlocks it if the degree is to the right decimal place.
Arrest that. The infidel. He's in the computer. Only the steward would know now.
Lisa's gonna die! So makes me think of like Crash Bandicoot or something.
Yeah.
Heat levels rising.
Oh shit.
Heat levels rising.
Fuck, imagine getting smacked by a fan.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Oh.
Just made of wood. Oh fuck.
9, 8, 7, 4.
Shit.
There goes the earth.
Little bolt.
He has a very different comprehension of time to us. Like we comprehend in seconds,
Yeah.
whereas he comprehends in something else.
Right.
Like a more like his comprehension of time is like 3-dimensional.
Oh. Okay.
Oh fuck. Poor wood lady.
You should have seen it.
The last
Jesus.
Oh.
No fucking regret there.
The face.
God, he'd be so claustrophobic. And
I've seen things.
yeah, you'd be like, you'd be like so depressed.
Yeah, you just like,
You've seen all that, and then
Yeah.
come back to this.
people. My planet's gone. It's dead. It burned like the Earth. It's just there was a war and we lost. No money.
What sort of date are you? Come on then, tightwad, chips from me. I've only got 5 billion years.
no
of
money.
So, end of the world. Initial thoughts.
It was a lot more epic than the first episode.
A lot more epic. Okay.
Like, more,
Grand scale.
yeah.
Yeah.
More character building as well,
Mm-hmm.
and same wit.
Same wit. Yeah, of
Yeah.
course. Because like I feel like every companion, for their first adventure, they need to have like a really easygoing story.
Yeah.
I feel like this is an example of doing that.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't go super far, but it's like an intro. It's, you know what I mean. It's like an introduction to the outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's like you know when you get like a new animal and like you trap them inside for a bit, and then you like finally open the door to let them out. Like that's how I feel this is for Rose.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so what did you think of the Doctor in this episode?
He was more human
More human,
and less
alien.
yeah.
Okay.
And acted. I mean, obviously we learned that he isn't human, but he acted more human.
Yeah, but so there's a bit of contrast, you reckon?
Yeah. He was sympathetic, or empathetic, like a human.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
Yeah. I just wanted a root.
I think
A root.
I think the term to use is emotion. That's what you mean by human. Because in
Yeah.
the last one he didn't show a lot of emotion,
Yeah.
except for there was one scene where he did, but it was very brief. I'm gonna say this a lot, but every single episode, the Ninth Doctor Eccleston, he's always the best part for me.
Yeah.
I don't know if I think it's because he's such a great actor that he has this
Stole the show.
yeah, he's trained as a stage actor, so he has this like this way of presenting himself where he's like really he's like speaking to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As opposed to other like TV actors who are more like they think more like about the characters' interactions.
Yeah.
Whereas like I feel like Eccleston's trained to really like connect with the audience. You know what I mean? Because he's in stage acting, you have to make sure that the person at the very back can know what's going on.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But also without being over the top as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like he's I mean, like once again, he's a hero.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's just fun. He's just fun to watch.
Yeah. He was.
Yeah. Also, like remember the last time I said about him having PTSD? Like he showed more of it this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like when Rose was asking him about his past, his people, his
Yeah.
planet and stuff.
And
did.
when the tree lady
Yeah.
told him she knew he was a
Yeah.
Time Lord.
Yeah. He doesn't really want to talk about it
Yeah.
because obviously there was a war, and he lost, and all his people are dead, and he's the last.
Was there more background on that?
Yeah, of course.
Oh,
Yeah. See,
but like further on.
yeah, of course. Yeah.
How much further on?
Well, you get background on it like every season, really.
Oh right.
Yeah. It was.
Is there still pieces of the puzzle missing?
What you mean now?
Yeah.
Maybe, but it's pretty tied up, I think.
All right.
Yeah. It's like 90% of it has been revealed.
Right.
If maybe even more than 90%.
Mm.
But yeah, it's actually the Time War is actually a new series thing. the Time Lords actually existed, like they were alive back in the old series.
Right.
So this was like a way for them to like have a clean slate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. It gives them like an edge.
Yeah.
It's like an easy to understand relatability of like his sad sorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you think of Rose in this?
Just like very lost.
Yeah.
Just and wasn't really in awe, more just like shocked
Yeah.
and like horrified.
Yeah. It's the idea of Rose, I feel like, is she's supposed to be our eyes and ears.
Hmm.
She's supposed to represent us. It's like seeing all these weird aliens. Like, we found it funny, but
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people would find that weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like if I was propelled into that situation, it would be fucking
Yeah.
weird, but
Yeah.
also hilarious at the same
Yeah.
time.
I think it's because like me and you, we've been like grown up with things like Star Wars, where
Yeah,
weird
sure.
shit happens all the time.
Yeah.
Like that. This to me is like the Cantina episode.
Yeah.
Where you see all the weird monsters. Yeah, I really think Rose continued her relatability from the last one,
Yeah.
in that she's sort of like, we're on this journey with her.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. What did you think of Cassandra, the skin lady?
It was a pretty funny villain.
Yeah.
It showed how narcissistic humans are,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. What she was saying about like she's the last pure human.
Yeah. And it was a dig at racism and shit like that.
Yeah,
It's
and
just
like people that like are against like transgenders and
Yeah.
stuff. It's almost the same thing.
it was pretty it was a good there was a good moral to the story
Yeah, for sure.
because of Cassandra.
Cassandra.
Because of
Yeah.
Cassandra, yeah.
Yeah. She's
She
almost
was-
got like that Hitler Slytherin sort of thing going on.
Yeah.
Where she's
Hitler
like,
Slytherin.
yeah. pure bloods.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. She's
You're a mudblood.
she is played by Cassandra is played by Madame Hooch from Harry Potter. You
Madame
remember
Hooch.
the the flying instructor from the first movie? The one that's like, put your hand over the broom and say up. Do you remember?
No, it's been so long. Oh yeah. I
You remember? Yeah, that's her. She's Cassandra. Can you see her? Can you see it
Yeah.
in her face?
Yeah.
Yeah. Her what's the actress's name? Hang on.
She reminds me of the Grinch.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
She looks like the Grinch.
Oh, Zoe Wanamaker. That's her name. I forgot about that.
Who? What?
Zoe Wanamaker. That's the actress's name.
For who? Oh,
For
the tree lady.
Cassandra.
Oh,
Cassandra, the skin lady.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's her actual name.
Yeah, her
Right.
actual name's Zoe Wanamaker.
Yeah.
She's, yeah. Confusing.
I got a bit lost.
Yeah, no. Cassandra, the skin lady, is played by Madame Hooch.
Yeah.
Yeah. The repeated meme and the spiders.
The repeated meme. It's just funny now.
Yeah, in context.
Yeah. But like, obviously, meme has a meaning.
Yeah.
Has a meaning.
As a meme.
It was.
Pretty straightforward villain, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of figured that out pretty
Yeah.
quickly.
Yeah, the idea, I think the idea was they want
Yeah.
something easy going.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not really much to say about them at all, really. It's
No.
like the most like easy to understand
Yeah,
concept.
they're black.
Careful.
They're dark.
They're Dementors with $2 shop chains.
they're like, you know, they're dark, so they obviously you'd be like, oh well, they're bad
Yeah.
people.
Yeah. Well, I think
And then
another thing I will always say about this episode is it's like exactly what you would want to show kids first.
Yeah,
Yeah. You know what I said about before about like early in the
Yeah.
season it's more like kid friendly stuff.
it's got humor
Yeah.
and like some
really like
funny imagery.
like black and white concepts.
Yeah,
Like good and evil.
but the cool thing is that Cassandra was actually the lighter one, and you thought she was like not so villainous because she was the last human, obviously, and she's there to
You
more-
just thought she was a bit bitchy.
yeah, I just thought
Yeah.
she was a fucking classic narcissistic human.
Yeah, but when turned out she actually
Yeah.
like was kind of evil.
It was a disguise.
Yeah.
and they popped her up, and it would have been great just to see someone just get a crafting knife and just go up to her and go,
Yep, that would be satisfying. But she blew up anyway.
yeah,
Yeah.
she dried out.
Yeah. Moisturize me is something I never forget. I always forget that line.
Moisturize me!
Yeah. What did you think of the blue steward? The guy who like.
Oh, it took me off guard.
The guy who hosted the thing and then he died. He was like talking to himself. It's so weird.
Yeah. Like, was he talking to himself or was he talking to other people?
No, he's talking to himself.
That's weird. as fuck.
Yeah, it's really weird.
I don't know what I think about him. He's
Yeah.
kind of just a minor
Yeah.
character.
Yeah, I know. But some people find it off-putting. That's all. I was
Right.
just wondering if you did.
No.
Nah. It's
I
not a
found
big...
it funny.
Yeah.
Just blue people. And then the little Oompa Loompas.
Yeah. What did you think of Jabe, the tree woman?
Interesting concept.
Well
Well executed.
my opinion, I think she's the second best character in this story, aside from the Doctor, obviously.
Yeah, she was good supporting.
I think she was really like all the dialogue between her and the Doctor was like the highlight of this episode. I reckon.
Yeah,
Really good stuff.
and she brought out she extracted more information.
Yeah.
Out of the Doctor.
It
for
was
us.
nice to see someone who could actually connect with him in a way that we can't.
Yeah. And they wanted to have a cheeky route.
Yeah, and obviously, if you remember in the last episode, the Nestine consciousness knew about the Time War,
Yeah.
and now this tree lady knows too. So it was obviously a big war that involved multiple
Yeah.
multiforms and planets and things.
Do we learn who the war was between?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna learn.
Right.
What did you think of the face of Bo?
It's just funny gag.
Yeah.
Great gag.
What I like about the face of Bo is he has no dialogue, yet I remember him so vividly.
The shot of him with like the steam on the glass, and he's just like, it's funny.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got a very charismatic sort of look. It's strange. Like
Yeah.
you just look at him and you
As
just wanna,
charismatic as a floating head could be.
yeah, I know. Like you just look at him and you want to keep looking at him. Like there's something about him, like something that's like
I love this floating bow.
yeah.
I love his head.
I mean, they say that he's lived for millions of years, so
Oh.
he must be hiding like a lot. He must know a lot about a lot.
Can he speak?
I'm sure he can.
Or was that the only episode that you ever see him?
Wow.
Oh.
No, he can speak, but I don't think he can't speak through his face. Like
Oh, right.
it has to be a almost like a Stephen Hawking sort of thing.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace, Stephen Hawking.
Do.
But yeah, the face of Bo, he's seen some shit.
Yeah.
He's millions of years old.
Yeah. He's like a less malformed Stephen Hawking. Well, I mean, he doesn't have a body.
He's a less dead Stephen Hawking. Okay, what did you think of the actual plot?
Planet blows up. Cassandra tries to kill everyone, and then teleports away. But then the Doctor's like, "Hold on a minute, I can bring her back here." He kills her and saves the day.
Yeah.
Kind of just basic
Yeah, it's a
three arc.
pretty
Story.
easygoing plot. Do you have anything do you have any like flaws of the plot, or do you have anything you want to say you thought was really good, or was it just sort of as you'd expect?
Main flaw: if the sun is going into a room that's closed and burning the fucking wall above Rose,
Yeah.
surely it's just gonna like turn into a furnace and just heat her
Yeah,
alive.
yeah, it's so true.
But that's still,
No, the impression they were giving is that the sun rays were like lasers.
All right.
That's the impression they were
Yeah,
giving.
yeah.
It's like if you stand in the sun ray, you'll burn, but if you stay out of it, you won't.
Yeah.
But you're so right. Like if you used actual logic, the
Yeah.
entire room would fucking explode.
Yeah. Sure.
It's interesting because it's a very typical plot, but I feel like it moved pretty well, similar to the last one. Probably not as good as the last one in terms of the pace, because the last one had so much stuff in it.
Yeah.
This one, I think it still flowed nicely. When I got to the end, it felt like it went quickly,
Yeah.
which is always good.
Yeah. The start was a bit
Yeah.
with introducing all the people and stuff. It got a bit you know, like
Yeah.
repetitive, and it was
Yeah, I have something to say about that later because there is a bit of trivia later about that. But
Yep.
yeah, I feel like the main meat of the plot was as it goes. You know what I mean?
I think the main, like the main thing to get out of that was that piece of information about the Doctor.
Yeah, exactly.
That like the whole episode
revolved
revolved around that.
Yeah,
little piece
that's
of
now
information.
that's the big point of this episode that I think is like the one thing that I always try to remember is that this entire episode is a metaphor for what happened to him. So Rose saw
Yep.
her planet burn, and the Doctor saying, "This is what happened to me.
Right.
I saw my planet burn."
Yeah. But
Yeah.
he lived through it. He wasn't shown it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, and he didn't. By what we know, he didn't see it coming. Maybe.
Right.
Like, because like Rose knew it was going to happen, whereas
Yeah.
for him it was like he tried to save it and failed.
That'll hurt a man.
I heard it, man. Yeah. Okay, so I've got a bit of a YouTube clip.
Mm-hmm.
So last week we saw the Autons from the classic era, the more scary ones.
Mm-hmm.
So I was trying to think of something to grab for this one, but there was like literally nothing I could reference. So
Right.
the closest thing I got to it was a trailer for an episode where it's like the villain wants to end the world.
Yeah.
Like, that's the closest thing I could get to it.
We'll play it on my phone.
Yeah, okay. And you know how like this episode was a little bit campy?
Yeah.
Yeah, this one is like the king of campy.
Right.
It's like I've seen it. It's like the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. Well, not the most ridiculous, but it's like it's pretty it's pretty like the guy who wrote it probably never saw the show before.
Right.
Destruction of the world. The scientists dream of supreme power. Just one small question. Why do you want to blow up the world?
Is this a fan-made trailer?
From the ocean.
This is a fan-made trailer. Yeah.
Right.
After so long, the great day is at hand. We shall surprise the whole of mankind. The professor is as mad as a hatter. Mad, Zara? Completely mad. No answer. Bang, bang, bang. Sad. The two young men are at the mine. The girl is still at large. So is the doctor. But we'll find them. They cannot get away. Nothing in the world can stop me now!
That guy is fucking weird. Like his motivation to end the world was just for the achievement. So basically, what they did was they went to Atlantis.
Yep.
But for some reason, the writer was like, "Oh, the villain wants to fucking blow up the world for no reason."
Yeah, why not? For that 50G achievement.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the closest thing I could find. I thought did you find that interesting at all?
I was just confused.
Yeah.
Absolutely confused.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to make a trailer for something that's so old.
Yeah. And also in the middle of a season
Yeah. That's true.
that's just like already got so much background built
Yeah.
onto it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also something so old.
Yeah.
I could just tell straight away from just like the music. I was like, this is not a
No.
This is not a real trailer.
No, because trailers in the 60s were not trailers. They would literally show one clip on television and be like, "Oh, coming up on Underwater Menace on BBC One." But yeah, yeah, I know. It's like it's weird because like if I try and think about like in the perspective of episodes, like it's one that I'd rank really low, but it's almost like I've got a bit of a guilty pleasure for that one, just because it's so weird.
The Underwater Menace.
Yeah, the Underwater Menace. Yeah. Okay, so back to the actual back to the end of the world. So, this episode is actually the first act in a trilogy. It's like
Oh,
there's 3 episodes. It's not a 3-parter, so it doesn't continue on after this, like
Right.
the next episode. But in like across seasons,
yeah.
this storyline is in like 3 episodes. This is part 1. This is act 1. I mean.
How does the storyline continue?
Well, you have to wait and find out, won't you?
Oh, okay.
But
After that?
yeah, it's yeah. So like, you are you excited to see all those, like any of those characters again?
I want to see Bo the Head again.
Face of Boa.
the face of Bo,
Yeah,
floating Bo,
yeah. He's just cool. Like
and the Oompa Loompas. What's their actual name?
I don't know. I haven't looked it up.
There's Oompa Loompas.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So maybe some tree people.
Yeah.
Fuck around with some tree people.
Yeah. Would you like to see anything new?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see more of those like subhumans.
Mm.
Or the
What do
human
you
counterparts.
think, like in the next, like in part 2 of this like sort of arc,
Mm-hmm.
where do you think they'll go, and like what do you think they'll do? You have no idea?
Not a clue.
No theories?
Go see other humans.
Go see other humans?
Yeah.
What, like
Go
other,
see what-
other multiforms?
Yeah, let's just see how the civilizations continued on.
Oh, yeah, yep, okay. Yeah, getting warm.
Well,
Oh, well, we'll leave it at that. See-
okay, roger that.
Wait for another time. Right, okay, so the reception from the viewers this is interesting. The general like critical reception is that it's described as like a fun episode,
Right,
but some people think it has a rushed ending,
right.
and that's a very important topic with the new series of Doctor Who, is that the stories are shorter than they used to be.
Right.
So sometimes 45 minutes isn't enough to tell a full story.
Yeah.
And sometimes the end can feel like it happens so quickly. And some people believe that it limits the potential of your script
Yeah.
if you have a rushed ending.
Yeah.
I think for this particular episode, it didn't need to be longer because it's very easy going.
Yeah.
But can you see like where that could be problematic?
Yeah, I just feel like the ending was so closed. Like if it is part of a trilogy, it should have been more open ended.
Oh, it's not like a 3-part trilogy. It's more like
The same thing.
it's more like the story, like the episodes aren't connected that much. Like
Right.
it's like the same characters and like the
Oh,
same
okay.
journey,
Right.
but it's like a different story from each one. So
Okay.
it's like this one's like a Game of Thrones, the next one's a Clash of Kings, the ones after that's a Storm of Swords. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like it's not actually like they all have their own stories and their own conclusions.
Yep.
But yeah, this particular one, I think it didn't need any more time. But
Right.
but can you see like in the future like a different episode, like how that could be problematic, not having enough time?
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah,
Because it's
definitely.
quite a lot of things to squeeze into.
Because I definitely think there are some episodes that are good episodes that could be great if they had like an extra 15 minutes
Yeah.
to have a good conclusion.
Do the season finales run over the 45-minute mark at all?
Some do. It's kind of complicated. We haven't got up to it yet, but there are some that are more like go over multiple episodes.
Oh, okay.
So like you've only seen one parters
Yeah.
so far. So you haven't seen any 2-parters or
Yeah.
3-parters.
Right.
So yeah, there are some episodes that run over multiple.
Right.
And I think that's necessary
Yeah.
for some stories.
Yeah.
Generally, the finales are 2-parters.
Right.
There's a couple of exceptions.
Like, it would be like an episode, like episode 23, then 24, or something like that. Is it 24 episodes?
No,
season?
it's 13.
Oh, 13 each.
So like 12 and 13 for this season is the finale.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like it's got more time to like flesh out.
Yep.
Yeah. So you know how like last time I was talking about the 3 different major groups of fans, how there's like the returning fans, the broadcast fans, and the Netflix fans.
Yep.
So one thing I've noticed about this episode is that Netflix fans hate it.
Really?
It's like one of the most unpopular ones by Netflix fans, and I think
Really?
I think the reason is because it's so old and so dated.
Well, that's going to be the same.
Yeah,
That's going to be the whole season.
and kids these days have seen so much stuff.
yeah.
That when they
Fucking
watch this,
Transformers and shit.
when they see this, like not just CGI but like storytelling as well. Like
Right.
imagine, you know, people that have seen like all of like all these new TV shows that have come
Yeah.
out that have so many complex plots like in the first season.
Yeah.
When they watch this, they're gonna think it's stupid because it's so easy.
But that's the thing. It's like it's
Yeah.
so minimalistic, but so
Yeah,
so
yeah, of course.
complex.
But like people like Netflix fans hate this episode because it's
Yeah.
like my stepsisters watched this and they hated it because of the CGI.
I can understand that.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, they were born when this came out,
right.
so you know they've never really seen CGI as bad as this.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's just a matter of perspective, really.
Yeah.
I think the group that liked it the most was the broadcast fans, which is my group, because it's like people that were joined on this season.
Right.
The returning fans, I think they didn't hate it like the Netflix fans, but it's a bit like it's a bit sillier than what they know.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
Yeah, but all the same, overall it's described as fun, maybe a bit rushed. That's the overall consensus.
Cool.
So, obviously this one was written by Russell T Davies, same as last time.
Mm-hmm.
He's the showrunner. So he says that Cassandra was inspired by female celebrities that take beauty enhancements too far.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He watched the Academy Awards,
Yeah.
and he saw Nicole Kidman in particular, and he said he said that she had been reduced to sticks. So that was his inspiration for Cassandra. Was
Yeah,
like
I got that.
Yeah,
I felt that.
yeah. Interestingly, like when I was in town, I was crossing the road and I saw a woman like that who'd like was really skinny.
Yeah.
And I just like felt sad. I was
Oh.
like, you don't need to do that to yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. He also says this episode was way too expensive to make and he would never do it again.
Yeah,
Like
I can tell the budget.
they went so far with it.
How much was the budget?
There was like a certain amount that like the budget was for like a season.
Yep.
This episode used like the majority of the budget for the season.
Okay.
It was like this and the finale.
They were just like, oh shit, the first episode went so well. Money at the next episode.
Yeah. They just, I don't know, I think he had this idea that it's 2005, we're going to make it look like Star Wars, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, they blew so much money on this. And, I mean, you got to experiment before you make big mistakes. So
Yeah.
I don't think it was like a big blunder. It's just like something to learn from.
Yeah. It could have been done a lot more simply.
Yeah.
You didn't need fucking Cassandra to be a sheet of skin with pulsating veins. You could have told that story a whole different way.
Well, I think the extremity of it was the idea
Yeah.
that she went so far with her surgery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
708 surgeries. It's crazy.
It's ridiculous. So the director was Euros Lyn.
Mm-hmm.
He's done lots of Doctor Who. He's also done Sherlock, Black Mirror, Broadchurch, and Daredevil.
Right.
So he's quite accomplished. I don't have a lot to say about him, I don't think.
I mean, it was pretty standard TV
Yeah.
shots.
Yeah. He's a...
Wasn't anything insane.
Have you seen any of those other shows? Apparently.
I've seen Black Mirror.
Yeah.
Was he on Broadchurch? I've
Yeah.
seen that.
Yeah. And...
Sherlock.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Daredevil.
Yeah. No, I haven't seen Daredevil.
Okay, well, you get the idea.
Yeah.
Can you see any similarities in the direction of this episode compared to...
Not really. Not off the bat.
I feel like it's because it's such a long time ago
Yeah.
and the galaxy
Like,
far,
he
far
would-
away.
He would have like
Evolved.
yeah
Yeah.
learned things since then. Like
Also, I think because we were watching it in such low quality, it was hard to tell
yeah
sometimes.
yeah
I thought it was solid. It
yeah
worked.
solid
It
direction.
worked. A lot of effect shots, which is really hard to do.
Yeah.
Like, really hard to like.
Conceptualize that
Yeah.
on set.
Yeah. I could just imagine them with the storyboards with the highlighters.
Yeah,
Like the different.
Especially the stuff of the swinging thing
Oh yeah.
and then the sun coming into the room.
Yeah, that's a nightmare.
Yeah, that would have been difficult to
Yeah.
direct.
I mean, obviously, like, people hate the CGI. For me, like, I can bear it because I grew up in those years.
Yeah.
But I think the one thing that really gets under my skin is those swinging fans.
You don't like them?
I like the use of it in the episode. It's just the CGI. It looks so like
It's way too tacky, eh?
it looks like I did it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's the I think it's mainly just the texture of the
Yeah.
actual thing itself. It doesn't look like real metal. It looks like sponge or something. It's weird, but you know,
It looks like a After Effects preset.
yeah, you can't have everything you
YouTube.
want.
Yeah.
But I just wish it looked more metallic.
Yeah.
It looked so purple.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, very.
It It's like they downloaded it from some guy
Yeah.
off YouTube that was going,
Unfortunate.
Hello, welcome to my tutorial. This is my After Effects project for the swinging fans. Now all you have to do is create a 3D space and then put your shapes into the 3D space and then you are done. Thank you, my name has been Sukablade.
And these are how to do the masking. I tell you to do the masking, you bring the dot here. Okay.
segue, roasting YouTube tutorials.
Okay, yep. So obviously, as always, for like the next 10 seasons, the music's Murray Gold.
Yep.
He used a lot of his like typical, it's like signature tracks in this one, like the Rose piano theme, and then the Doctor's like, and yeah, it was. I don't think there was anything that was really super standout in this one.
Nah.
But it was more just like his signature ones that he uses. But although like there was also some non-Murray Gold tracks too, like Britney Spears and whatnot.
I wonder how they got the licensing for that.
Yeah, maybe that was part of the budget that they blew.
Probably. It probably was the majority of it.
Yeah.
Toxic as
Yeah.
the world blows up.
Yeah. Okay. So there was a conversation Facerbell was having with someone. I think you missed it. But you know how in this episode there was the repeated meme.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in this series there is a repeated meme,
Right.
like a literal one.
Is it Bo?
No, it's not. It's not Bo. But it was a conversation he was having with. He was nodding while talking to someone.
Right.
And they mentioned the bad wolf problem or something like that.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna plant that seed in your head right
Okay.
now.
Okay.
Just remember the words
I'll let
bad wolf.
I'll let it grow into a tree person.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you're gonna pollinate with it. Yes, but just don't. I think there was like a rumor, like someone said that they could hear the Nestine saying "bad wolf," but I've never heard it.
The bad wolf. Okay.
Does it
Okay.
sound familiar?
No.
No. Okay.
Was it mentioned in the first episode?
Well, that's what I was saying. Someone says that the Nestine says it, but I can't spot it.
Oh, okay.
But the first mention I know is when Bo's having that. He's like, yeah, and then the guy's talking to him. Is like,
yeah.
you know the bad wolf problem.
Oh,
Yeah. So you just gotta remember that.
Okay.
So the Doctor says, "What the hell is that?" And this is the first use of a minor swear word in the entire show.
Really?
Yeah.
Shit. Does it get more extreme?
I mean, Rose said "bitchy trampoline" in this.
Like.
But no, I'm talking about the Doctor himself. Like
Right.
in the old show, he never said anything inappropriate. He was very clean.
Yep.
So what the hell is that? Is his first use of a minor swear?
And it's controversial.
Not controversial at all.
Oh.
No one even notices it.
No, it's just like, yeah.
Yeah, no one cares. But it's just like a bit of trivia.
Yep.
This is also the first time the Doctor sheds a tear on screen.
Yeah.
So
That was a big moment.
obviously he's in a very emotional state. There's been times in the old show where he's almost shed a tear.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's been close. But I think the actual loss of his planet and people is enough to drive him to that. You know what I mean?
It makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've also think that maybe in the old show they didn't want to show him crying because he's an alien.
True.
Like it might just
Yeah.
make him feel too human.
Yep.
But yeah, whatever. Oh yes, now this is what I was going to say before about, talking about the beginning, how you thought it dragged just a little bit. So when they were producing this episode, they were under time. They were only on 39 minutes. It's supposed to be 45.
Right.
They were under time, so they had to add a scene.
So they added the introduction.
It was literally like 9 months later they filmed it.
Right.
After the first production. So, the scene with Rose and that girl?
Yep.
That's a filler scene. That wasn't supposed to be in the original
Yeah, it
thing.
was a bit of a weird scene.
It's almost like the whole story just stopped for a bit.
Yeah, and it's just
Yeah.
like, oh.
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was trying to like create this human connection,
Yeah.
but then it was just kind of like.
But what that scene does do is it shows you that the spiders are up to something.
Yeah.
And what it does is it shows you takes her, and then the very next shot is the guy that was the host
Yeah.
with the ball like putting it on the table.
Yeah.
So it's like you know what's in the ball now.
Right.
Like that's what that scene did. And then there was also the bit where Rose was talking about how she went off with a complete stranger.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So there's that too. But like, in all honesty, it's just to fill a scene.
Yeah.
Because they TV time.
Yeah.
It's interesting though because like whenever I think about this episode, that's one of the scenes I always remember for some reason, even though it's like so unnecessary.
I actually completely forgot about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I don't know why. I think it's just the blue lady, like her voice. It's very different to everyone else's.
Well, it's very British.
Yeah, but the way she delivers her dialogue
Right.
feels like the Wiggles or something. It's like it's so.
Oh, good on you, miss.
Actually, now that I think about it, she was also talking to herself. Maybe that's what the blue people do. They talk to themselves. That's
Yeah.
like a thing they do.
True.
They're very expressive. That's maybe why they're the hosts.
Yeah.
Because they're very extroverted even when no one's around. Apparently this episode has a lot of deleted scenes. Just a lot of fluff.
Yeah.
So it's strange like how it went undercut and they added a scene, but there was lots of deleted scenes as well.
Yeah. It might have just been like flat story.
Yeah, I think
moments.
what they were trying to do was experiment with what they could do.
Yeah.
And what they came up with was what they thought was best for the story. Like I said, I think this episode's paced pretty well. So I think that's what they were doing. They were making sure that everything that was happening was contributing moving forward.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know the psychic paper?
Yeah.
That's a new series thing.
Oh.
That's not an old series thing.
Yep.
So the sonic screwdriver is an old series thing.
Yep.
But the psychic paper, this is its first appearance.
Was that controversial?
No?
Oh.
No?
interesting.
I mean, I guess there's a few people that would say, like, having too many plot devices makes it too easy to write something.
Yeah.
But,
So what?
yeah, but I think I like the psychic paper.
I thought it was a good idea.
Yeah. It's almost like the old series created the sonic screwdriver, so, like, the new series has to have something of its own, too.
Hmm.
And I think the psychic paper is a cool idea. Right, so this episode got 7.97 million, so that's down from last time, which was 10.8.
Yep. Well, that makes sense because a pilot, everyone will try it out.
Yeah.
And then whoever didn't like it
I
would return.
Yeah, I do wonder like why 3 million people didn't watch this one. Do you think it was?
Well, I just think it was because it's. I mean, it's only the second episode of the first season.
Yeah.
April.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that it's a bit lower.
Yeah.
I feel like it will start slowly, gradually building its way up again.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course.
Because the hype probably wasn't as big for the second episode.
Of course not. No. It's
Yeah.
just literally based off a next time trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I sometimes I wonder like where those 3 million people were. Like if there was like an event on or something. I didn't look that up.
Right.
But yeah, I mean you're pretty right. Like pilots always get a big viewership.
Yep.
And also because this is like a show that was like a BBC icon in the back in the day. So it's like an occasion.
Yeah.
Okay, so how about you give your conclusion for what you thought and a rating out of 10?
I thought it was a nicer insight into the Doctor, and just another interesting episode that makes me want to learn more about some shit.
Yeah.
And I'll probably give it
You gave Rose an 8 out of 10 last week.
Yeah. I'll probably give it a 7.5 out of 10.
So just slightly lower than the last one.
Just because I think there were some moments in there that it was just like, it's a bit too fucking ridiculous. So
yeah.
It's just a little bit over the top.
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah. I mean, as I said, this is probably aimed at kids.
Yeah.
Get the new audience.
Yeah. Sometimes it was just like,
Yeah. Yeah. So last week I rated Rose 9 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing about this episode is like, it's one of those ones like no matter how many times I hear people say that it's like one of their least favorites, I can't not like this episode.
Yeah.
I have so much nostalgia for it. It's like it's really fun to watch, and it's so easygoing.
Yeah.
I feel like it does everything that it accomplishes, like everything that it wants to do.
Yeah.
And there's nothing in this episode that makes me want to like poke my eyes out or something.
Right.
Like some episodes do that.
Except for the Blade fan things.
Yeah, that's a minor nitpick though. That's
Right.
that's a CGI problem. That's not a story problem.
Yeah, true.
I wouldn't. I'm not one of those people that would downgrade a story for its CGI.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless it's like that, like third-rate CGI that we saw. You know, those Nigerian like short films. If it was like that, yeah, I'd be like, yeah, 1 out of 10. But
Right.
but you know, I don't judge it based off of CGI. I think this is a perfect second episode to the first season.
Yep.
And I like the characters. I like Cassandra. I think the Doctor's, as always, is amazing. Like
Yep.
the Ninth Doctor is just so great. I think it really shows like it's a great first adventure because it really throws you into the alienness of the show, like straight away. It puts you in the deep water, and it's not too overbearing either. The plot's easy to understand, so it's like it's warming you up for like what's to come.
Yeah.
So I am gonna give it an 8 out of 10.
Mm.
I really do quite like the End of the World.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Sweet.
So I was gonna ask you this last time, but I forgot to. What do you think of the opening title sequence?
Well, now that I know that red is going forward, blue's going back.
Yeah.
I think it's good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nothing amazing. I like the music, obviously, and
Yeah.
it's recognizable. Like
Yeah. It's
if
catchy.
you watched the opening sequence, you would know that it's Doctor Who.
Yeah, of course.
You couldn't mistake it for anything
Yeah.
else.
It's like it's it's called a time vortex. What they're going through.
Yeah.
I always like. It's just so funny to look at it and see like a 1960s police box going through this like weird sci-fi
Yeah.
tunnel. It's
Yeah.
such a like that's the most like British thing you could ever do.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I think I mean maybe it's just nostalgia, but it's like that sequence is my childhood.
Mm.
Like every time like the sting hits and the music plays, like I'm brought back.
Yep.
It's just a better time, an easier time.
Easier time.
Yeah, and obviously like they stayed faithful with the theme music. It's the same song from the old show, just remixed.
Yeah.
And it's great.
It is.
Okay, so what are you hoping to see in the next episode?
Different life forms, something more, but like focus on that one life or that one.
Ah,
planet.
yeah. So you want a more focused story as opposed
Yeah.
to a highlight reel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What do you think they're gonna do? Where do you think they'll go?
Not a clue.
Not a clue?
Not a clue.
Not a
mate.
clue? Okay. Well, you're into the series now. You're enjoying it. Great. Awesome. Well, I guess that's all we have to say about the End of the World. Next time we'll be watching The Unquiet Dead.
The what?
The Unquiet Dead.
Oh, I think you said The Unquiet Debt.
No, The Unquiet Dead.
Sweet. Let's make them go quiet. Quiet.
Yeah.
Alright.
Bye bye.
Bye. Bye. This is a friend and bye.